Alright guys, welcome back to another Yoast Build video. So, I have been super busy, and I've been knocking out cars, and I blew another car up, and I've been trying to get some stuff ready to race this season. So, I'm going to give you an update on the two, see how dirty my hands are, the two EGs. So, if you guys follow the channel at all, you guys know I have Ugly Duckling, which is a B16, and it had a junkyard B16 in it. I bought it from a friend out of his barn. Questionable motor, whatever. When I had it on boost last season, it lifted the head. It lifted the head literally like as soon as I made like 340 wheel. All the smoke in the video, well, most of the smoke in the video wasn't exactly a burning oil. It was the head was lifted. It pushed coolant out literally every pass. Anytime I went to the track, it pushed coolant out. And also, it had a Fidanza aluminum flywheel with a spec, or no, is it spec? I don't know. Whatever. It had a stage 1 clutch. The clutch is rated for like 170 horsepower, and I was out here beating on it with, 8 pounds of boost, making 330 wheel on a B16 with a lifted head. So every time I would do a pull, it was kind of annoying because I would have to put coolant in it. I didn't really show that in the videos. I don't even think I showed any of that in the videos. But, so it was really annoying. Every time you would drive it, it would kind of drive around about 200 degrees, which was always odd to me. But it didn't really push coolant until you beat on it. So for the last couple months, I literally took the turbo kit off, just been driving around NA, and as soon as you would do a pull NA, it would still spit coolant out. Well, last weekend, I didn't video any of it. I've posted pictures on the Yoast Built page. I lost my personal Facebook. I got banned somehow, or Facebook deleted me, or they won't let me authenticate my password. I don't know what happened. I've tried to contact them. I sent them my ID. Everything still doesn't let me sign in. So I'm now using the Yoast Built Facebook page as my Facebook page, which I should have done that from the start, but whatever. I don't have Facebook, so my Facebook is now Yoast Built. But last weekend, I put a head gasket, ARP head studs, and my Comp Stage 5, or Comp Stage 4 clutch that used to be in the GSR, that used to be an Ugly Duckling, before it dropped the valve. So, Ugly Duckling, the EG, DX, manual window, no sunroof car. Now, back on the S300, 3-bar map sensor, S300, b16a3, GSR trans, Comp Stage 4 clutch, ARP head studs, new Felpro head gasket. I did a valve adjustment on it, put the whole turbo kit back on, got it all together, and she runs mint. I'm going to show you that in this video, but we're going to talk about the second EG, as I said in this video. There's 2 of them now. So, spare parts. I've been posting a ton of stuff on Facebook about spare parts. So, as you guys know, if you watched any of the videos from Yoast Built a long time ago, when I first started, I had the DA. My DA was kind of my first project. Never really got to make any drag passes in it, never got to do anything fun with it, because the whole reason budget build series thing kind of never happened. So, I had this EG that I bought for the interior for Ugly Duckling, just sitting in the backyard. I was like, I'm never going to race this car. It's just going to set. And the 13-to-1 compression motor is literally sitting over there. Stole the cylinder head off of it, which I don't know if I've even showed or anything like that. But it's together. It's turboed. It runs. It sounds incredible. If you guys remember old videos, Lavaca had Crowder 405s in it. It has dual valve springs, which are like, I think 110 seat pressure, some crazy seat pressure. And it's a P8R head, so it has VTEC size valves, which are actually NSX valves. It's weird. If you have any questions, just DM me on Facebook. I'll explain it. So, it now has a ram horn manifold, a Garrett GT 3076 Gen 2, whereas Ugly Duckling now has the Gen 1. It has a stock LS intake manifold and a stock LS bottom end, ARP head studs, and another Felpro head gasket. So, 1000cc injectors, another Honda, 255 in-tank pump, because when I pulled this car out of the backyard, the fuel tank was a little rusty, so I'm going to have to replace the fuel filter a couple times to clean it out. So I've been trying to cycle fuel through it, and everything like that, so that it kind of burns off all of the old resonance with E85. And bottom 3-bar map sensor for it. 3-bar doesn't work. Car runs like complete garbage. It was one of those cheapy eBay ones. Do not buy cheap eBay map sensors. They don't work. Crap. So, gonna put a stock map sensor back on it for now, which means I can still tune it on up to like 10 pounds of boost, and it'll run just fine. And you get to hear it run. So, I'm gonna flip the camera around here. I'm gonna show you around the car some, kind of put it together, kind of not, and show you everything I did. Alright guys, so this is spare parts. Spare parts name is exactly what it is. This is a bunch of parts that I've got from my friends, I got laying around, I got everywhere. I have a headlight that's clean, it'll get swapped out. Those are the RPF ones that I had on my other car. They actually have mismatched tires, a bunch of spare tires I had from when I worked in a tire shop. The intercooler and this side of the piping is from one friend, the other side of the piping is from another friend. Turbo manifold, from another friend. It was cracked. Popcorn welds, I didn't do that. His dad did that. Wastegate, believe this is one of my old ones that I had a problem with, that it would only make like 8-9 pounds. We'll deal with that later. Garrett GT30 76 Gen 2, the eBay version, not a real Garrett. This is the turbo that was on the GSR that made 350 wheel or 330 wheel in one of the videos. And then the motor blew up. So I've cleaned the turbo 2 or 3 times, got a filter on it, made a little dump pipe. It literally dumps right on the ground. This is the old radiator that I got with Snowbunny when I first bought it. And this is Lavaca's cylinder head. And then that's the stock intake manifold that came with that bottom end, which is the original motor. So this is the original bottom end and original intake manifold that came in Ugly Duckling. I'm pretty sure I had a video where I dynoed it. I made it like 108 wheel or 110 wheel. And this car, like I said, is a bunch of spare stuff. So, Integra seats. We got Integra seats. We got some parts from my buddy Ted Terpsky. Got his center console. Got his rear bumper. This trunk is off of Ugly Duckling, and Ugly Duckling's right there. We're going to start that one in this video too. This car is a sunroof power windows car. Kind of cool. Shifter and shifter linkage. Got from another friend. S300. Mine. Didn't get from a friend. Cluster and round the bezel around there got from the same guy that got the shifter and the center thing, Ted Terpsky. Big shout out to him. Got the rear bumper from him. As you see, there's no rear interior in the car. It's going to stay gutted. I don't really plan on street driving this car. I might do some pulls and stuff like that, but not anything too serious. DA Integra front brakes. DA Integra rear disc brakes. This thing stops very well. If you go on Yoast Built, you'll see I put all rear suspension arms, everything on this car. So she sets pretty good, no camber. The front, because I use DA spindles, has a little camber in. I cambered it out as much as I can with the camber kits, but it still has a good amount of camber. Now, Ugly Duckling. Like I said, Ugly Duckling is as she was before, but she now has a clutch that will actually hold boost and a head gasket. So, another multicolored EG. Like I said, this is a DX model, so no power or anything. This is a PLM ram horn manifold, 3-inch downpipe, full exhaust, Yonaka exhaust. This is a bone stock B16 with just a head gasket and head studs. Nothing else done to it. I know people are going to ask if it's built. No, this motor is not built. That motor is not built. That has a head package on it, stock block. This is a completely stock motor with some head studs. That's kind of how I do it. I like sending it stock block, making it, and going as fast as I can with some stock parts. So, I'm going to go over and start this car and then start the video back up once it's running. And then I'm going to change the battery because I need to buy a battery for that car. Like I said, spare parts is a bunch of spare stuff, so I still got to buy some parts for her. But we'll stick my battery out of there, or well, my battery from this car into that car, start that car, show you what it sounds like, and then we'll start this car because you can't even hear this thing run. All right, laptop's hooked up to the Honda. Honda is on. See the dash is on. Fuel pump primes. For now, because there's something wrong with the wiring. Like I said, this was a car that I bought just for the interior, so everything is not perfect about it. The key switch does not start the car. So right now I just got a jumper. We're going to jump the starter. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this Honda trick before. If you go to use your starter and it doesn't work by the key, plug into the small wire down here and jump it to your starter wire. So, things I need to do to finish this car. I need to put a wideband into the downpipe I made. Everything else is done besides the map sensor. This is back on the stock map sensor for now. I'm going to buy a 4-bar for both of the cars because I do plan on turboing snowbunny, which that will be probably a whole nother video. But it is no longer running an H23. I blew it up. So, I like breaking stuff apparently. I actually don't like breaking stuff, but things happen and you got to come up with a way to solve your problems. So, this car has the base timing set, 16 degrees. Ugly Duckling out there, base timing set, 16 degrees. And Snowbunny that's up in the yard has her base timing set at 16 degrees. Now all three of them run on Honda's, and all three of them have their own separate ECUs. So, now we're going to pull the battery out of this car, and we're going to go start up Ugly Duckling to show you what she sounds like, and you're going to be surprised. So, like I said, you might be surprised about this car. I've driven this thing for a while now. Oh, I also had to fix the shifter. The poly shifter bushing on the transmission was completely snapped. So it did not shift very well. That's an e85 cold start. Starts up beautifully. Air fuel's right down to 14.7. And this thing is incredibly quiet. Once you shut the hood, you cannot even tell this thing is running. There is an air cooler. The whole turbo kit is on there. I just painted black so it kind of hides itself. The kind of goal with this car is it's just a sleeper. As you know, 10 different colors. So the only thing we're waiting for to drive this car on the street is it is a 1995 and I ordered an antique tag for it, so I do not have to complete PA state inspection. So by law, it is my weekend car or my afternoon car. I can drive it as much as I want, but it's not supposed to be more than one time a week. It's supposed to be occasional driving only. So occasional driving to the track sounds like a plan, but as you can tell, she is super quiet. So that is a 3-inch downpipe that I welded a resonator to on the downpipe, to a flex pipe, to a Yonaka 3-inch exhaust with a resonator and a muffler. I absolutely love the way this thing sounds. Alright guys, so this will conclude the video. This is the update on both EGs. So, if you followed along, or if I didn't explain it 100%, Ugly Duckling, b16a3, head studs, ram horn, GT3076, stage 4 clutch, spare parts, b18b1, P8R head, Crowder 405s, everything needed to support that. Ram horn, GT3076, same thing, just one's a Gen 2, one's a Gen 1, and they both are on 1000cc injectors, and they both have aftermarket fuel pumps in them, and of course on Honda S300s. So, the car behind me, as the car most of you know, is Snowbunny, and like I said, it blew up. It spun 2 main bearings, which was kind of weird to me because every time I raced it at the track and it went like mid-13s or whatever, anytime after like 7,200 to 7,300, where it was still pulling good, it just felt very like flat. It kind of didn't pull like you would think a Honda would pull up top. So, I never paid attention. Like I thought it was just, you know, a stock valve springs. It wasn't wanting to rev or anything like that. But the oil pan was literally smashed up against the oil pickup. So I don't know if it was cavitating and losing oil pressure up top. Could have been the whole time. And it didn't hurt the car until I did a pull one night with my friend and was showing him, because he's a D-Series guy, I was showing him like how the H23 feels, and he was amazed by how much torque it made. So this will end the video. That now has a G23 in it. I did order everything to turbo it. So there will be turboing the G23 coming soon to Yoast Built. Have a great night. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know it's been a while since I made one. Follow me on Yoast Built on Facebook, now that that's my Facebook page. And you guys are the greatest.